All right, let's talk farming and what I've been doing. So if you've been keeping up with the YouTube or the Twitch, you've seen that I've tried and played a bunch of different characters. I'm on like character like 600 of the league. I'm a little broke and I needed a way to make some currency. Now I turned to Twitch chat and YouTube chat. And I said, hey guys, what are people doing? What do you like? What do you not like? And pretty much what's been going on. And well, Twitch chat and YouTube chat were like, bro, have you tried Harbingers? And I was just like, yeah, last league, they were okay. It was probably like -1 div an hour, but it was fun. And they were like, bro, but have you tried Harbingers? And I was like, no, lay it on me. So I talked to Twitch chat. My buddy DZ was like, yo, try this out. And a bunch of people were like, yo, there's a bunch of really cool videos and you should just do this. So I was just like, man, I don't know what the heck is going on. Like, walk me through it so I can give it a shot. And my buddy goes, here's the Atlas, here's how it works, here's what you should try. And my buddy Matt is doing it, my buddy MB is doing it, like a bunch of people are doing it, and they're like, it's insane. So I said, okay, what are we doing and how does it work? Pretty much we're using an Atlas tree that does one thing and one thing very, very, very well. It is Harbingers, lots and lots and lots of Harbingers, and we're pairing it up with Beyond and map modifiers. Essentially, we're getting Harbingers who drop loot and more loot faster, and we're getting King Harbingers. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. From there, we take a bunch of map effect modifiers, a bunch of scarab nodes. We take blue altars because I like blue altars. We take altar pack size, and that's really the gist of it. Now, Harbingers in themselves spawn a lot of monsters. You kill a lot of monsters, and when you kill a lot of monsters, that gives you the opportunity to spawn a lot of Beyond monsters. And you can see we take a lot of Beyond nodes here. We take exactly enough chance for Beyond to 100% chance have Beyond. We take it so that no unique bosses are spawned, because if you spawn the unique boss inside of a map, if you spawn the unique Beyond boss, Beyond just stops, and we don't want that. And we're not taking Torn Veil because we don't want the increased chance of the boss to spawn. So pretty much we're just taking a bunch of map effect modifiers, Beyond stuff, and just more Harbingers. As far as that goes, our map device and our map setup is really simple. We're going to be using all of the Harbinger scarabs that the game provides us. We're going to be using additional Harbingers. We're going to be using Harbinger currency shards are duplicated. We're going to be using the empowered obelisk. Some people say the obelisk are really good, and some people say the obelisk are really bad. I've personally had my obelisk drop me all kinds of insane stuff, from exalted shards to fracturing shards to tons and tons of chaos and annul shards. I've even at one point had like all kinds of stuff fall, and you'll see when we run a map how these work and what's going on. But I personally really like them. Some people don't. If you have an opinion on these, please leave a comment down below. Let me know. I'd love to hear about what you guys think and if I'm wasting my time with the obelisk, because I mean, there's an argument where you're supposed to like do this instead, but I don't know. I really, 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 really like the obelisk. The last scarab that we're using is the Harbinger Scarab of Regency. This one gives us a 50% chance for a powerful Harbinger boss. This plus this gives us a 75% chance, and the big Harbinger boss is what we want and what we're aiming for. Outside of that, we just add in more Harbingers. Now, I had mentioned about the Harbinger Scarab of Obelisk, and it might be better to have more of these and go like this instead, but I'm honestly not too sure yet. I think it requires more testing. I really like the obelisk a lot, and I turn to you guys. If you guys have any opinions on it, I'd love to hear your opinions. But outside of that, we're going to be running Jungle Valley. I personally like Jungle Valley. I actually had scryed my Mage Blood card here from Defiled Cathedral. If you don't know how scrying works, pretty much you run Defiled Cathedral until you find the Nameless Seer. The Nameless Seer lets you move your cards from that map to another map, and I moved Apothecary to Jungle Valley. But for our map, we're going to be chiseling our map, and then we're just going to be looking for 6 mods on our map. This is the important part. We want to make sure that we have 6 mods, or if you're running 8 modded maps are probably going to be infinitely better. The worst part about 8 mod maps is you won't be able to add Delirium to them unless you take Delirium on the Atlas device and click Delirium in other places, which makes it a little bit awkward. But if you have the opportunity to, you should be attempting to make your own 8 modded maps. So by that, I chisel my map, I alch my map to get good mods. The reason why we aim for 6 mods or good mods in general is because when I go to corrupt my map, there's a chance that I get an implicit, it doesn't go 8 mods, and these 6 modded maps are still good to run. So we get our map to 6 mods, we add a Deli Orb to it. You can add more Deli Orbs if you like. I've only been adding 1 Deli Orb, and then we're valing our map and hoping for the best. And you see here, we hit an 8 mod map. We look at it, it's one that we can run. It is absolutely beautiful. When we go to run this strategy, there's a couple of things to know. Our scarabs themselves have gotten a little pricey and a little expensive. I don't know what the breakpoint is that this strategy is still worth running at the time of recording and the cost of the scarabs. Right now, about 7 maps is costing me, or 20 maps is costing me roughly 6.5 divs. The base Harbinger scarab are like 30 to a div, which is like not too bad. This scarab is roughly 10 to a div. You can pay them in chaos. They're about 10 chaos each. It's actually infinitely cheaper to buy these things in chaos on both sides of things if you're not willing to pay bulk prices. These are about 1C each, or you can get about 140 of them to a divine, and then the Harbinger Regency scarabs are about 8 to a divine, or if you buy them in chaos, they're about 15C each. These are infinitely cheaper to buy in chaos. As far as our map device goes, we are clicking 4 Harbingers on the Atlas device. Now you're gonna say to me, man, the cost per map is crazy. Like, what are you getting out of this? Why are you doing this, and what's going on? Well, you're getting infinite chaos orbs, which you're going to see when you run now. You're getting infinite exalted orbs. I have tons of fracturing orbs that I've gotten. I've gotten 221 annuls, infinite ancient orbs, and pretty much just kind of going wild. You can see on my currency exchange here, I have ancient orbs listed at 6 divs each. Right now, ancient orbs they're like 5.5 on the trade website, and that's pretty good. That's like actually really good. Another really cool thing too is if I come here and I look at this, we see they're about 5.5 to a div. They're going up. And we see that ancient orbs are 19, 18 to a div, which is not too bad. But if I come here and I do this and I search ancient orbs and I go to divine and I hold alt, you could see they're about 17, 15. So like people are buying them at 17 to a divine, 15 to a divine. So I can literally go list all of my ancient orbs now when I'm done with this video and come back and they'll sell 15 to a divine versus selling them on trade for 19 to a divine. So like you're just making money hand over fist while doing this. The other really cool thing too, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, but the currency exchange costs so much gold. And I'm like, yeah, it's a little pricey. But just today alone, farming for a few hours, I've gotten 400,000 gold in the treasury. That's not including re-rolls and all that stuff. Each one of these maps takes me about 4 minutes, and each one of these maps sends me about 20,000 gold. So 4 minutes, 20,000 gold. I mean, you know, it's not the chronic painless million gold an hour strat, but for just casually playing, it's pretty good. But let's stop yapping. Let's get into the map and let's just showcase what a map looks like. If you're wondering, I am playing the Caspian Sun Chieftain build. If you want information on this build or you want me to make a video about this build, please let me know in the comments down below. I'll happily record a video about the build. But I'm following a gentleman on YouTube named eMiracle. He did a fantastic job with the build, and I'm just copying what he did. But if you want me to do something about it, please, by all means, let me know. Okay, so these are the obelisks right here. And you can see when we kill these obelisks now, they drop all kinds of shards and just pretty much tons of just random stuff. A lot of people might not like this farming strategy because it is going to be a lot of clicking. You are going to want to click all of the little things that fall. And, you know, if you're not into doing a billion clicks, this might not be the strategy for you. I will be very transparent and very upfront and very honest about that. But if you're playing a build like I'm playing, that's just pretty much AFK simulator, as long as you don't click bad altars, you can just do whatever the heck you want and just loot things as you please. Also, doing this strategy, you're going to see just in this too, we're going to be getting lots and lots of different scarabs. Our scarab tab fills up pretty frequently while doing this strategy. You'll get tons of maps, all different kinds of maps. You can even like take singular focus if that's your goal, which is probably something I should do. And you can see overall, it's just pretty straightforward. Now, in terms of what you're seeing in loot versus what you're not seeing in loot, you'll see pretty much what we looted off this guy right here. It doesn't look like a lot of loot, but that's because all of this didn't convert up. So you have the opportunity for all of this loot that has fallen off this guy that didn't convert up. So you have a really good opportunity for loot to convert up. I've gotten tons and tons of fracturing orbs. You saw on the trade site I had like 4 fracturing orbs plus 1 in my inventory that I'm willing to sell. And overall, it's just been really, really, really strong. The problem with these maps is they get a little hard. Harbingers can be a little bit rippy. So if you're not really playing a super strong build, it might be a little hard to do this farming strategy. If you're playing something like Lightning Strike, you're probably going to have an insanely easy time. If you're playing any Headhunter build, you're going to have an easy time. If you're copying this that I'm doing and playing one of eMiracle's builds, you're probably going to have a great time. You saw just right there, the obelisk dropped us a bunch of exalted shards, which is really nice. Exalts are like 15 to a divine, and you get tons of exalts. I know I've been using my exalts to exalt my map. So, you know, you're just getting tons and tons and tons and tons of different stuff. And, you know, overall, it's pretty good. Now, sometimes your maps are going to be huge juicers and you're going to hit really hard. And sometimes your maps are going to be less juicy. Sometimes you're not going to get fracturing shards. Sometimes you're not going to get all kinds of insane stuff. But that's the nature of the game. That's RNG, and that's pretty much how it works. Now, Twitch chat and YouTube chat have told me that people that are running the strat have hit mirror shards. Now, I'm not using that as a way to sell you on the strat, but I am telling you that there is the possibility that you can hit mirror shards. On stream earlier today, I did manage to hit an entire full fracturing orb that fell off the Harbingers, and I thought that was really cool. That was an easy free 5 divines. The only thing that you really need to worry about with this strategy is like the cost of the scarabs if they get too out of hand. But I think we'll be okay. I think enough people have talked about this. I think enough people have been doing this already. I'm pretty hopeful that the price of the scarabs are the price of the scarabs. Fingers crossed they don't go up much anymore. But eventually there's going to be a break point where it might be too costly to run this. I don't know. The one thing I will say, though, is I have been able to mitigate a little bit of the cost and be able to like maintain what I'm doing without spending too much, because on my Atlas, you'll notice that I did take these scarab nodes. My Atlas right now, too, also doesn't have the whole 132. I think if I ended up getting the whole 132, I'd probably path up this way and block a bunch of extra stuff just so I had more chance at Harbinger scarabs to drop. I haven't really figured it out yet or really min-max the tree, and this is like one of those things where like if you guys are trying this or playing this or have a more min-max tree you want to share, please by all means leave it down below in the comments. Now, as far as like how much profit am I making versus how much I'm spending, is my number going up? Have I been making a ton of currency? Have I not been making a ton of currency? I will say I have not been fully tracking everything. What I will say is that my divines are going up, my chaos are going up. Everything I have to sell is going up. I have yet to liquidate my scarab tab. I have yet to liquidate pretty much anything. The only thing that I've been doing is I've been selling my ancient orbs. My ancient orbs by themselves have been like literally funding the maps over and over and over again. And it has been pretty good. I haven't sold any of the fracturing orbs yet. And, you know, overall, like, I mean, like, I still have an entire scarab tab to sell from doing this. And you can see from while doing this, like, not a whole lot of crazy scarabs fall, but a lot of scarabs really do fall, and you get a lot of really cool stuff. You'll also find a lot of fractured stuff. I find quality bases. You know, you just find overall tons of different stuff. You get simulacrum splinters if you're willing to click them. You can get, you know, pretty much just everything. Also, lots and lots of tainted currencies. And overall, I've had a really good time with this farm. I think it's been a lot of fun. It's really a huge dopamine rush. The maps themselves, they feel great. Yes, this map took me a little bit longer because I'm yapping and I'm like showcasing things, but I really like it a lot. You see a lot of uniques, you know. It's just been a really chill farm. I think as long as the maps and the scarabs stay affordable, this is probably going to be my strategy up until Mageblood. I've made a bunch of money doing Blight, but I kind of want to spice it up a little bit. I'm like 400 div deep into Blight, which I've like spent on like a bunch of different characters. Oh, listen, look, divines are great. I love spending my divines. You can't tell me and convince me otherwise. But overall, it's been just really good and really solid. You see, we did this map, 27,955 gold. You know, 5 minutes in and out, not a problem at all. Go over here, add our gold to our treasury, and don't even think twice. The hardest thing too, like I said, is just going to be rolling your maps, making sure that you do your maps right, making sure they're nice and juicy and stuff like that. But we'll do one more just for the sake of doing one more, just so that we can have another sample size. And you can see right now, we're just going to roll our map. We're going to look for that nice 5 or 6 modded map that we can do that has pretty much everything that we want on it. As far as a regex goes, I don't really have a regex for this build. I know somebody's gonna be like, oh my God, link me your regex. And I'm like, I don't have a regex. I read to make sure, like this map, avoid elements. We're not doing that. That looks really bad. But this, avoid elements again. We're not doing that. That looks really bad. Yeah, your regex is literally going to be tailored to the character and class that you're playing. As far as like what you should be looking for in the map, just look for a map that you can run. You know, you want the most juicy of juicy that you can run. And ideally, like I said, you're going to want 8 modded maps. You're probably going to be like Affliction League all over again, where you're just going to like get a bunch of maps. You're going to like put deli orbs on them and just corrupt them and hope they go 8 mod and see what happens. You can always like self farm 8 modded maps yourself too, which isn't like the worst play in the world. but like then they're not delied and then you give up the deli, or you can like, you could like put 3 points here for Unending Nightmare and then click Delirium on the map device, but that seems really bad too. Or you could like try to rework the tree for a deli mirror. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of options and a lot of different ways that you can honestly go about it without struggling too much. Just kind of comes down to like what kind of content you want to farm and if your character can handle it or not handle it. You know, it's really going to come down to you. I think there's a whole lot of wiggle room with the tree. You could probably give up a couple of scarab nodes to fit in other stuff, and you know, you really don't have to like fully copy my tree the way that it is. It's a lot of flexibility. All that you really care about, the only thing, honest to God, that you really care about is you care about clicking all of the Harbinger nodes. All of the Harbinger nodes for this strategy are really good. And you care about getting enough Beyond to have a 100% chance for Beyond. And you care about having, you care about not having the Beyond boss spawn. I do. I like these obelisks, man. I do. Look, annulment shards. Look at how many annulment shards we got off. That's so cool, man. Some chaos shards. I do. I like this strategy a lot. I think it's really good. I think it's been a lot of fun. I've really been absolutely getting a kick out of this strat. The only, cause like I said, the only thing that I'm worried about is if the scarabs go up even more. But if they don't really go up anymore, I mean, there's like not like a whole lot to worry about, right? And you get all kinds of really cool stuff while doing it. But it comes down to like how much you're going to want to like sell stuff and move things and flip things. But I did do this stream, or I did do this strat on stream for, you know, a couple hours today, a couple hours yesterday. And it ended up going really good. You know, the prices of things didn't like spike out of control while I was streaming. So that's a, you know, a huge sign of like it being okay, I guess. I don't know. I think at this point I'm probably just yapping, but you know, I think yapping's a little bit better than like sheer silence while we do another map and just showcase another map and how it looks and what's going on. Nice Hyri's Ire amulet over there, some flasks, bunch of shards. Oh, it feels so good, man. Makes me want to go test those Harbinger memories. I think they're like 3 or 4C right now. And I looked at them right before I started recording. They were pretty cheap. Oh, the Starfall Crater. We're not gonna do it on this guy. We'll do it on the other guy. We'll save. I'm not gonna waste the time on the video. I'll do it off stream, I promise. Nice, dude. That's awesome. Okay, grab all this. Take all this. Do this. Grab this. One of these maps is gonna drop me the Apothecary, man. One of these maps. Make sure this altar doesn't brick my build. Come back down this way, double check that I didn't miss anything. I missed the ore. We're gonna go get the ore. Food of Forgotten Tome. Nice, dude. Nice. Let's go. Some maps, some chaos shards, a scouting report. Dude, see, it's sweet. It's such a sweet farm, dude. It's so chill and so cozy, and there's so much stuff that you get out of it. I know, like I said, it's not gonna be for everybody because there's a ton of clicking, but I just wanted to showcase something cool that I was doing and that, you know, you guys told me about. And, you know, I wouldn't have, honest to God, wouldn't have done it if you guys didn't tell me to try it out and give it a go. Okay. Let me come down here, grab all the gold. I really hope that they increase the gold pickup radius. I think we like desperately need the gold pickup radius to be bigger. Okay, come over here, double check, make sure there's no more Harbingers. Found another. Oh my God, another one. Dude, it's always so good, man. Oh, Tainted Orb fusing. Nice. Okay, looking good. Grab all that. Explode the whole screen. Double check the altar. This one would brick us. We don't want to click that one. That'd be really bad. The defense charge one. Ugh. And then that's it. Yeah, dude, that was great. That was awesome. We got 2 things there, 14 of those, 3 of those, some fractures, a bunch of scarabs. I know somebody's like, that's not the cost of the map. You're losing out money. And you're right. This map probably didn't cover the cost of the map. The last map, I don't know. We didn't get any fracturing shards, but when you hit fracturing shards and you get like 8 of them in a map, you're like, oh, it's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Like I said, too, you'll eventually get more and more of these. These are selling for like 15 to a div, so it comes out really good. And you know, you'll end up profiting in the long run. You just have to sell everything and take the time to do it. You know, that's really about it. But for now, friends, I hope you found this video as exciting as I did. I hope you know, if you give this strat a try and it works out really well, please let me know in the comments down below. If you try this strat and you hated it, or there's something we could do better, I'd love to hear about what you're thinking or what you're trying, and then we'll go from there. Or if there's another really cool strat you want me to try, or something really sweet that this league has to offer, please, by all means, let me know. We'll give it a shot on stream. We'll make a video about it. We'll do all that fun stuff. But for now, friends, I'm going to get this video out to you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.